Hello and welcome to the Middleborn Arms channel. Why is it Middleborn Arms when the channel is the Middleborn, you might ask? That's actually pretty simple. It's because almost every online platform automatically kicks you off if you have anything that resembles the word weapon in your name. So, today I figured we'd start out by doing something really cool. So we're going to make a katana. And if you'll forgive my terrible handwriting, I will now demonstrate for you my even worse quick sketching skills. And here is our little Japanese guy. He is saying arg, but in Japanese, I imagine. All right, and so here I'm going to detail my cut list. And if you can't read it, don't worry, neither could I. It took me about 5 minutes to realize what I was doing. So here I'm saying I'm going to throw, after the first cut, I'm going to put it on a plane. Then I'm going to give the sword a workout. Then we go to the beach, Anakin Skywalker's favorite place. And then we do something with the plane again. I don't really know. And then I'm going to feed it so we can get rid of all the stuff that we've done with the shaping. All right, so cutting it with a bandsaw here, which, you just cut it to shape. I do all the measuring by hand, which is probably a really dumb way of doing it when you're trying to make something multiple times, which I have done with this katana. So here we plane it down to size. It's about a little bit more than half an inch wide. And then this is the shaping. This takes an incredibly long time, and I have only included a very short clip. I did this about 10 times, pulling it out, checking it, putting it back, checking the size, trying to make everything smooth and get rid of all the bumps. And then realized that my planing blade was really, really, really dull. And I kind of need that spoke shave to cut because hickory is very dense. And if you can't see this, shaving the hair on my arm, don't worry, neither could I. Now this is one of my favorite parts. Just bringing that spoke shave and forging out the edge, well, as much as you can forge with wood, that is. And it's incredibly rewarding, even though the drawer keeps coming out. And then hand fullering. I use a variety of shaft hand tools. I am not sponsored because I have no views. These are just the tools that I can afford and that I have, and they work pretty well. And this is also just an incredibly satisfying process until you screw up, in which case it's a little bit less satisfying. And here comes my absolute favorite part. Sanding. Yeah. This goes on forever. And I only included one grit. I sand from 40 to 80 to 120 to 150 to 220. But thankfully, after the sanding, I can oil it. I like to oil it whenever I finish a piece. That way it is guarded a little bit against glue that'll come from the glue-ups later. It makes it a little bit easier to get that stuff off because it won't adhere to the wood as well. And I added some handle scales off screen. I just forgot to film this part. And here is the tsuba that I am shaping. I skipped all the really boring bits, and you can just see me cutting out the thingy. There's a woodworking term for this, but I can't remember it right now. But this is really fun because you can just try to get right up close to the edge and get a perfect fit. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and this takes a long time or a very short time. But when it slides on, man, that's nice. It feels good. Feels good, man. And here I am using a hand scroll saw blade thing. I had never used this like this before, but it worked pretty good. My wife was here talking to me the whole time, so I needed to work with something that was quiet. And this is one of my new favorite tools. It is a Shinto rasp, and it works exceptionally well. when you're wanting to hog off material or whether you're trying to do a little bit more detail filing, it is excellent. And you'll see this probably quite a bit in upcoming videos. And here, ooh, yeah, this is my favorite part. Oiling the wood, it's the best. And this one's got some nice chatoyancy and some figuring in there. Black walnut is one of the coolest woods to work with. Even that piece of black walnut, which has no figuring and just kind of looks bland, it's still really nice. All right, we have some incredibly expensive Harbor Freight epoxy, and I mix this for forever to try to make sure that I've got it done correctly. And then apply it in nice little blobs. Yeah, that looks about right. And then you try to fit it. No? Okay, what am I doing? Oh, there I'm fitting it. And it fits pretty nice. And then you want to hold it on there and clean up the epoxy, which I don't show. All right, and here we are adding the wrap. I do love how the wrap looks, but it is a very tedious process, and you don't want to use me to as a tutorial. Also, if you can tell what I'm whistling, congratulations. You can hear melodies at 325% speed. Woohoo! My wife and I often play a game in the car where one of us will play a theme from a movie and we have to guess who it is. I like to add difficulty when I play by guessing the composer, and my wife usually picks someone who isn't Hans Zimmer because she knows I will figure them out immediately. But yeah, as the build gets to a close, it's really fun. The katana is a great shape. It is not my favorite sword, but it is one of my favorite swords to build. And I'm going to say that about every sword because I love swords. Swords are freaking awesome. Even the katana, which has been a subject of controversy because, everyone likes to overstate their case, but the katana is a good sword. And this was a fun build. Whee! And there we are. That is the finished katana. I think that it turned out pretty great. And you'll never know that this is my second attempt at making this blade for this order, because the other one I threw away. Alright, well, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe, or do whatever you do when you watch YouTube. We'll catch you on the flip side.